Or if you get that pick, these are like 99 cents at Harbor Freight. There's a pack of 4 of them. Get under that lip, pull back, and then that thing will pop right off of there. So anyway, I'm sure you didn't see that, but inside here, I'm pushing that black thing right there. That's what I'm pushing back on. And then that will just pop right out of there. Now the intake's in the front and the exhaust's in the back. I just take them off one at a time, that way you don't have no trouble. First thing you want to do is get down in there with a blowgun or something. And if there's a bunch of trash in there, try to get it out, because when you open this, you're exposing the top of the engine. If you have to take all this off, it's not hard. There's a screw right here. You pull that loose. And right down, right there. You take that one off and it pops right off. Then there's 2 clips in the back. They're just popped on. You can actually see one of them right there. So you just pull that thing off. So back to it. This thing has a 10mm bolt on it. See down in there good, you can see that 10mm bolt. I'm gonna reach down there with a socket and get that loose. And like I said, it's 10mm, so you should, just your basic socket wrench. I'm gonna take that bolt. I've already broke it loose. I'm gonna take it and just unscrew it. The OEMs, the bolt comes out. Some of the aftermarket stuff stays with the unit, just for reference. So if it doesn't come all the way out when you try to pull it, that means the bolt's still connected. Anyway, I've turned that several times. Then you should be able to just get this thing and twist it a little bit. If you can't, use pliers lightly, but you should be able to wiggle it. It just pulls out of there. Of course, you want the engine to be cool or you're going to burn your hands. But anyway, you should be able to twist this thing back and forth. Wish I could get where you could see. I'm just twisting it back and forth. And eventually, you just pull up with some force, wiggle it back and forth while you're twisting it. I promise you to come out. Grab a pair of pliers. If you do use the pliers, if you don't want to break it, don't press real hard. But anyway, you should be able to twist this thing back and forth. If you got both hands, it's not hard. It don't take much, it moves. But if it don't come out of the hole, it's because the screw's still biting at the bottom. I can feel it coming, and there it comes. All right, that's what she looks like. We'll set this one to the side. There's the one I'm putting back in. I've cleaned it up. And the reason is because I just replaced these with these aftermarkets, and I'm still having engine rough idling. And I'm just going to put the original ones back in because after I cleaned them, they were better. But I said, well, I'll just go and replace them because I could get them cheap. Well, don't go cheap. A good set of these from AC Delco is like $85. So just take your rag, and you're just going to wipe all that off that screen. Hopefully you can see that's a screen. Okay. Check out your settings, your fill. The plugs will only go on one way, but still I'd recommend you only do it one direction. And then this O-ring, this green on this one, or the purple brown looking on that one, remember to put some oil on it. So you get some oil off the original one and just lube up that ring. Anyway, take your rag, clean those screens off good, and then take some oil and lube this ring. And you're simply going to set it back down in the hole. You can see that hole, and you can see the bolt hole. So I'm going to set it back down in there, and you kind of wiggle it around, it'll fall right back in. So it's down. Then you got to line up that hole. And as I said, the OEM part, you're going to have to put the screw in. And that's a little bit of a challenge, but it's not awful. Just reach down in there and get it started. If you can get it to stand up, you're golden. See, I've got it to stand up. Now I can put my socket back on it and just kind of hand tighten it. Like I said, if you use the aftermarket, good luck. There may be good ones out there, but the ones I got were not. When I stopped at a red light, didn't throw any codes, but it felt like the engine's going to jump out. So that's, that's a little much. So anyway, tighten that thing back down as much as you can by hand. Take several rounds. It's a fairly long screw. Then put your ratchet back on it. Reverse your polarity so you're righty-tighty. And there's no sense in over torquing this thing. Just get it good and snug. Make sure it's down and give it a little bit more. I think it's like 83 inch-pounds or something small. So that one's done. So now I'm going to grab this back one. First I'll see if the clip will come loose, and if it won't, I'll reach in there and grab it. And of course it won't. So I'm going to reach in there with my pick. Took a little persuasion, but I got that pick in there, pulled the black thing off, and you can see it came off. So now I'm going to do the same procedure here. I'm going to take that bolt out of the back. First thing I'm going to do is break it loose. That was fairly easy. Then I'm just going to take and loosen it by hand. I believe that's out. As you can look down in there, you can see it's loose. Now I'm going to take this one and wiggle it back and forth. And probably take the pliers just to save some time. See it turning down there a little bit. Wiggling back and forth, until he finally starts to come out of there. That O-ring holds pretty good. And I gave it a gentle nudge under there, and it pulled it on out. So let it drip a little bit, then you'll be able to get that one out of the hole. So we want to get that one cleaned up or replaced if you're replacing. Remember to lube the O-ring. You don't want no problems with that O-ring sealing. And then you're going to stick it back down in the hole. Line up the bolt hole right there. And if yours already had the bolt in it because it was a other than OEM part, and the newer OEMs may have it, I don't know. Anyway, try to get your bolt started. I've got it actually on the socket this time. See? So I think that I'm not in the bolt. Try that again. All right, now I'm inside of the bolt head. I just got to find the threads. There it is. So I'm going to screw that down a little bit in that. I want to turn it till it gets pretty well to the bottom. I mean, you can turn it with a ratchet, but you know how a ratchet works when it doesn't have some resistance. So anyway, that's pretty close to the bottom. Now I'll grab my ratchet. Try to keep all the rest of my tools from falling off the car. All right, remember it's righty-tighty. You can see I still had several threads that I didn't get it manually put down. So anyway, you just most of you guys doing this job, you've run a ratchet before, so anyway, get it in there, get it kind of snug, you're golden. Now we'll take the purple one, or the one that goes in the back, and put it back on. Snap it down, push that if it's up. Make sure it's good. Same thing with this one. Now you can put these parts in the wrong hole, but these plugs will only fit it one way. So make sure they're good and secure. And if you haven't reset your codes with a code reader, and you probably should have already done this, but I didn't, so shame on me. Just disconnect your battery for 30 seconds. It'll reset the codes for you. I always like to clean everything up because I don't like to smell a bunch of oil when I get done. Because if it's on the engine, obviously it's going to burn it eventually. It's going to stink. So get as much of that out as you can. And that's all there is to this job. Now, 90% of the cases, unless you actually need the timing chain, which is under here, this is going to allow your codes to reset and stay reset, and it should calm your idling down. So this is one of those things you can try first, pull them out, clean them. That way you can kind of see what's on the screens. Put them back in, reset the codes, drive it, see if the codes come back, see if the engine quiets. But also in conjunction with that, make sure you change the oil. Use synthetic 5W30. Because this thing are very sensitive. The oil has got to be thin. Do not put Lucas or anything else in it. Don't make your oil thicker. That oil has to flow up here. Once you get that done, if you quieted the engine down, you're golden. If you watched my oil change video, you know you need to go all the way up to close to 5 quarts, even though it calls for 4.5. Make sure you're at the top of the measurement points on the dipstick. So, hope that works for you. And like everything else, it's not a perfect engine, but you can hear, definitely quieted down. This is with the AC running, so I'm very pleased. Hopefully yours will work out as well. Please like and subscribe so I can continue with these videos, and until the next one, y'all take care.